Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. And another shout out, annyeonghaseyo sewa. Nah. Yes, welcome everyone, welcome back. Well, as you can see, we're still working on this guy here. This is the 1/35th scale German tank. It is the Panther. And we're continuing the paint job on it, okay? I'll show you guys again the picture that we're doing, or the camouflage job that we're doing. It is this one here. We can see in the little corner up here again. That's what we're doing. We're doing this camouflage on here. Okay. So, with that being said, you guys saw in my last video we painted the green, and so I got that done. And as you can see by this little black blobby looking thing, I am preparing to do the reddish brown color. Okay, that is this color here, German red brown. This one's by Vallejo. This is their Air color series, and so I figured I'd just bring you guys along and you guys can watch me paint this color next, at least for the most part. I'm not going to bother with bugging you guys to watch me paint the little panels that go on the side. This panel here, this goes right on the top here like this, whoops, or it goes on the floor. It could go on the floor. We don't want it on the floor. It goes on top there. So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm painting the camouflage on the top of the turret, and then I'm duplicating it on this panel also. But I won't bother you guys with that. Let's get set up here. I'm just about ready to go. So this might be a short video. It's just going to be doing some painting, right? So let's put some paint in the airbrush and get to work. That should be more than enough. More than enough. Alright guys, before I start, I gotta check a message here. Okay, let's get started. I think I'll start with the turret. Why not? Doesn't make any difference which one I start with, but we'll start with the turret. Okay, I will switch my camera so you guys can watch me. All that fun stuff. And there we are. Okay. And that's going to be about it. That should be about it. Now, that's maybe it for that coat, but that doesn't mean I'm done. Okay? It doesn't mean I'm done. Not by any means. Staratus to Brate. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Is that Spanish? Ludilu 96. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying there. And so, put that down. Now let's start unmasking. Now I already know I'm going to have to redo this part here because that's not supposed to be red, and so I screwed that one up big time. So yeah, it happens. Problem with wrapping this stuff like that is when it sticks too hard, it just does this, and that sucks. It turns into string. And you wind up having to... It does come off when you dab it on itself, so there is that. Little redeeming factor. As you can see, sometimes it just doesn't want to let go. And I don't blame it. It can be hard to let go. There are some spots and I will have to touch up. Spots in here. Be careful, don't do that. The spots in here I'm going to have to touch up. I'll just do that with a brush. A little spot here. Oh, this needs to be fixed up big time. But this should be more rounded here. I got a little bit here. I would have liked to get that done a little bit better. I'll touch that up with a brush. Little spots here and there like that, right? And then of course I have to put that plate on top. Take this off here. This is going to go on top here. So I don't really need to bother with that because it's going to be covered, right? So basically I'm redoing this. I'm going to be redoing this on this one. Redoing a little bit here on this side. And that's about it. Not really much to do. But nevertheless, it's got to be done, right? It's still got to be done. So there's our turret. Okay, now let's grab the tank. That should be dry now. So first, let's take our masking tape off. All right. Let's start peeling away. I might as well say this now. I will say it again at the end of this video. If you like the stuff I'm doing and you like my videos, you can hit that like button there, down in the middle there somewhere, over in here, somewhere, it's somewhere here anyway. Hit that like button, and that would be greatly appreciated. Well, they always say smash that like button. Smash it, don't just hit it, smash it. Come on. Some of these more intricate pieces on the side, it likes to stick to really well. So this is what I meant by how this stuff can be a pain to get off, right? Sometimes it just turns into strings and even hairs, like this little hair on my thumb. And then of course, if you don't notice it, and you leave it, you wind up accidentally painting over it when you didn't want to. I do like the fact that even though you don't press it on very hard, it preserves the hard line. You don't get any seepage underneath it like you do with masking tape. It's really cool. This stuff is cool. And the fact that you can reuse it is just blows me away. After it absorbs all that paint, and you can still reuse it. I just took a part off with it. Our little winch. It wasn't glued on anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Careful with our little barrel cradle here. Got quite the blob hanging off the side of this thing now. Okay, it's time to let go, eh? That again is the beauty of this stuff. So you got some stuff that's just stuck. Just take a bigger piece and dab it on, and it takes it with it. work our way around the tank. Slowly get there. Almost there. We're almost there. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, again, now we got a nice big blob of this stuff, and it's got paint on it, right? So all you have to do is stretch it out and just knead it like you would dough, and all that paint will disappear. And that's the cool part of this. That's one thing I love the most about this, is the fact the paint doesn't hold on to it. And I don't have a whole bunch of paint. I don't have a bunch of paint on my hands now. It's like, I don't know what it does with the paint. It just eats the paint, and yeah, it's just gone. The paint is gone. Whatever paint was on this is gone now. And that's, again, reusable as many times as you want. At least, well, I guess there's a limit on how many times you can use this stuff, but yeah, it's fantastic stuff. So, that being said, we have the red done, except for this and a couple of panels on the side. Okay, so how long has that taken me to do now? It's been pretty quick, I think. Let's have a look here. It's been 40 minutes or so. Yeah. So the next step is going to be weathering. We're going to do some panel lining, okay, and then we're going to do, after the panel lining, so the panel lining for the most part, so I did some panel lining on the wheels, at least I've done on half of the wheels anyway. I'll show you the difference. You guys who've done panel lining, you know the difference it makes. I don't need to really show you. So you got these wheels here that I haven't done. Let's switch our camera here. Okay, so there's the basic difference. You can hardly see the detail on these wheels. I haven't done these yet. And then this one, you can see all the bolts really easy, right? So there you go. That's the main difference. The main difference. Panel lining. What am I using for it? Well, where did I put it? I use this stuff. I use the Tamiya panel liner. Accent color. This one I'm just using the brown. Brown's a good contrast for the desert color. Don't want to do black. Black would be a little too much. Yeah, especially, I mean, I could do a combination, right? I keep on wanting to grab that thing. So you could do the brown for these parts, and then get in here like on the red or the green with the black. You could. I mean, if I just do a quick little test here, and we see what does it look like if I do this. In the brown, it's like not even really noticeable, right? Same with the green. But this is basically the next step, right? We've got to do the panel lining. Yeah, through the brown and stuff like that, or through the red, not really noticeable at all. That's okay. Now I know some guys, they do this and they use another brush and everything, and they do all kinds of detail and stuff like that. I don't need to do that. I just want to get the gist of it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there are some details that you need to do, and do all that kind of blending and stuff like that. I don't do so much of that blending. I do a little bit here and there where you need it, but don't need it too much. The main idea is to highlight the details. And if you do like I did and accidentally touch the tip of this against the part and it just soaks everywhere, that's okay, because this stuff cleans up pretty easy. You just take some white spirits and you put them on a brush, and you can blend away. And that's it. There aren't a huge amount of panel lines on this tank, so I gotta take my glasses off to see the finer detail. You can run it along every line you want. You can run it around every piece, whatever you like. How dirty, dusty, whatever you want to show. Like, I'd like to be able to show off the weld marks. I think that's a cool little feature in the detail of it. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of nice to highlight those, even if only on the sandy brown color. It's going to highlight them and make them, well, it makes them pop a little bit, right? And that's the whole point. See, like this right here, I just soaked it with it, and I didn't want to do that. Another thing this stuff does is it can kind of double as a fine rust tone because it's brown, right? Let's see, I got my little cable here, got caught. I'll even do it on these hatches here on the bottom. As you can tell, I'm getting a little sloppy. It doesn't matter, I can take it off if I want after. Highlight some of this gear in here, even though a lot of this is not going to be seen. When I get the wheels on, a lot of the detail in here is going to be just lost. But that's alright, because I will know that I did it, that I spent the time to add this detail to make it look good. Okay, so let's go back. Now what you can do is you just take some of your white spirits like this and dip your Q-tip in there. Get it wet. You don't want it sopping wet, and I don't want to use a dirty end, so let's try this again. You don't want it sopping wet, so I just dab it a bit on the paper towel, and then I can do this and clean that off. And you see it takes that off, but it doesn't take my Tamiya paint away, right? As long as you do this fairly quickly, you can get away with it. You can even, because it kind of reactivates it, and you can make it smear. You can take it away. You can just as much as you want. So now that gives me a bit of a dirty look. Dirty look. It's giving me dirty looks without going too crazy with it, right? So it looks worn, but it doesn't look like I just splattered a whole bunch everywhere. So at the same, now while I've said that, I need to clean up the deck here where I just got too much. Now, of course, the top is of these things, they get dirty, and that's natural, that's normal. And that, of course, is a whole big thing about doing these armor models, right? Is all the weathering. That's going to be the next step. So, this is what we're looking at right now. It's coming out pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely more colorful than it was just 2 days ago. That is for sure. She's coming along. And once we get the gear on there, it's going to be even better. So the next step is going to be painting some of the details that are on the tank. I got to paint this little machine gun on here, right? What else have I got to paint? I got to paint the exhausts on here. I've got to paint the spare tracks on the sides. I've got to paint the tools. I've got to paint this cable. I got tools here and on this side that need to be, painted. I got to paint the little machine gun barrel on the front here. All these little details that need to be painted. Once I got those done, we're going to do decals. Okay. Decals are nothing. There's not a lot of decals on here. We're doing, I believe this is unit 102. Which is going to be this one here, and we've got our little plus signs, and then we've got some kind of a little symbol. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at some references for this little stickers here. Stickers, whatever these little square things are. And that's it. So other than that, it's really just 102 and some pluses, and that's about it for decals, right? And they just go on the side of the turret here, and that's about it. And then, once that's done, once I've got the details painted, then I'm going to put the tracks on. Okay? And so, I'm hoping that I can have this done in a week. That being said, you know, tomorrow is Sunday. I don't usually have a lot of time to work on these on Sundays, and then during the week it's just like a couple of hours each day, and that's it. Which also means I don't get the opportunity to do this on video and to do this live. So yeah, but I won't let you guys down. You will get to see it as it progresses. For now, though, I'm gonna get heading out. I've got to go, and we're gonna call this done for the day. I've got some touching up to do, like I said. That's got to be fixed. Where I made that error there on the front of the turret, I've got to fix that. And it shouldn't be too hard to do. It's just getting rid of it and repainting it, really. It's not the end of the world. So, yeah. So, with that being said, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to end it here, guys. And like I say in all my videos, please hit that like button, and if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe over here on the side. And down in the comments box, you can check out my links to my Instagram and my Twitch and my YouTube. Of course, well, you're on YouTube, right? Why am I mentioning that? But yeah, I have my links there. If you go over to my Instagram, you can see still pictures that I take of these things when I'm all done. And yeah, like and subscribe and follow and all that good stuff. And I thank you guys for watching, and thanks for coming out. And if I have time in the next day or so, we'll do it again. But until then, we'll see you all in the next one.